Greetings, friends, family, distinguished guests, and welcome to the table. This is Black Arrow, a sci-fi saga. I am your host and Dungeon Master, Connor Zeitlin. I have with me today and onward 4 crewmates in the saga. My dear friends, Max Levinton.
Hello.
John Freeman.
Well, hello there.
Aiden E. Gainey.
What up, baby girl?
And Carter Foster.
Howdy, folks.
Year 15. Galactic Era. After the corporate war of the Credit, under the rule of King Diero of House Anton Leon, the Iberian Sister Systems is in its worst conditions in recorded history. As per the Treaty of Ginnengat, the mega-corporation Modern United Mining leaves the nation of Iberia to its rightful rulers immediately, but without a bit of transition, forcing the young, inexperienced king to deal with all the problems that come from a war fought and lost on your turf. This is made even worse by the exploitation of the people by Knights Templar and Caliphate Studios, 2 other power-hungry corporations that use the minutiae of galactic peace law to impose terrible working conditions. As if all of that was not enough, there are rumors that the Mughal Systems Conclave, the nation that shares this sector with Iberia, looks to invade its weak neighbor, erasing Iberia from New Babylon entirely. As the king's attention is drawn to defending his borders from possible invasion, Knights Templar begins building a massive fleet of ships, an armada. The Galactic Peace Council has not intervened in this matter, even with reports of a treaty-forbidden capital-class vessel being constructed. As the whole galaxy begins to tense in anticipation, bracing for some kind of impact, our story begins. It is a story of a ragtag group of outcasts, of people who have no home, finding one together and defying all odds to protect it. They are the crew of the Black Arrow.
Yeah!
And as strands of fate are blown by the winds of change, they are about to meet for the first time. Whoa!
Yes, sir!
Right. Here in the light of the golden star Cadiz, past the first asteroid belt, in orbit on the dark side of Cadiz Prime, the system's first planet, lies a large space station. Gravitational generators hold this artificial moon together and shelter a large space city on its surface. Powered by gargantuan solar panels that pulse with energy, illuminating the multicolored, dazzling spectacle that is New Cancun, Party Island of Cadiz. In the bowels of this recreational city, there is a frankly shitty motel. A 5-story building with 20 rooms and large windows on either side of a central hallway on each floor. On the 5th floor, we see a man opening a door to the staircase behind him. A dark intent behind his eyes. Max, would you care to describe your character?
Fluorescent lights glint off of artificially white hair and worn battle armor as my combat boots click on the tile floor in this shitty motel. I have a shotgun sheath across my back, and my energy sword is tucked into the holster on my waist. A scar runs across my aged face, pulsing with green light that seems to, quicken as I get closer and closer to the door, slowly shifting into a slightly red hue.
Fantastic. You come to the end of the hallway, the door in front of you. Everything is silent. And then you begin to hear it. Soft noises from behind the door. Echoes of movement, scuffling, loud talking, but not shouting. It sounds like a family.
I take my holowatch and I tap it twice. A transaction appears, and I see the message, the family of 4, the Cardones, with a bounty of 4 million credits. And with a sigh, I pull out my shotgun and I aim it at the hinge of the door to blast it open.
You could try the handle first.
Yeah. You
may not do gross.
Move your shotgun towards the thing. You hear in your mind before you actually pull the barrel of your shotgun to engage it, you hear, and the door just opens. There is a man standing there. Oh, hello. Enzo Reyes, I presume. You see behind him about 6 people. 3 males, 3 females. All in steely gray suits with yellow ties that are all staring at you behind sunglasses with pistols in their hands. Why don't you come sit down?
Immediately, I know that this is not the family of 4 I was sent to kill, and I turn on my heel and run.
Oh, you don't want to know what this is about.
Should I?
Why don't you come sit down?
Warily, I walk into the room.
As you step into the room, the arch of the door provides a sort of transition from the dark hall to the well-lit space in front of you. And as you pass under this arch, your mind flickers. Heartbeat. Explosions. And you're back.
What do you want? You are
Sit
not
down.
the Cardone's family, I'm assuming.
No. That is true. We are not.
Caliphate Studios?
Good guess. The door closes behind you and locks. The woman who does so stands there patiently with her pistol sort of in front of her.
I'd like to scan the room. Are there any windows?
Yes.
All right.
Towards the back of the room, behind the couch, you are entering the room into like a kitchen area with a table set for 7. Everyone sort of starts to scuffle and take their seats around the table set for 7. Behind the table set for 7, the kitchen floor transitions to a carpet floor and into a little, a very, very small couch area with a window at the back. There is this room is not what this hotel is supposed to look like.
Right. And I'm assuming...
Hotel rooms don't look like
It's far too nice for one of these shitty motels. And
which is, yes.
I'm more than you can afford.
Oh, yeah.
No, please, take your seat at the head of the table.
All right, I pull the chair back, take a seat, and scan the faces around me.
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
All right.
first roll of the game.
1.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
Not that one.
Dirty one.
Dirty one.
Dirty
Okay,
one.
at least it's not a natural one. Oh boy. Expressionless faces glance back at you.
I mean, they may as well be. You can't see.
You think that's a woman, but you're not sure.
They want something from you.
What do you want?
Join the Young Limbs.
Oh. Well, actually, we didn't really need anything. We were just told you were to be coming. Yeah.
I was sent here to fulfill a contract.
We know.
Are you my employers?
Not exactly. It is of importance that you understand what is about to happen to you. Caliphate Studios.
This is about the mission, isn't it?
And the after effects of it.
And as you say that, the scar on my face flashes a bright red for a second.
Now, before you go on and do something rash, you should understand that hunting you down has been more difficult than you could ever imagine.
Oh, of course. I'm 58 years old. I've been running since you were in the crib.
That is true. You see, the man takes his sunglasses off and looks at you, and a white eye, one of his eyes is completely white with a singular scar running down at an angle from it. The scar glows bright green. And he says, "But I have seen what you have not. And what I know, if you were to discover, would be the end of us. So you must die." And you see they all stand up and say, "Any last words?" all at once.
I'm about to speak, but before I can speak, I'm assuming that in my mind I hear the click of a bunch of guns.
Oh yeah.
Right. So this tiny foresight of future is enough to tell me to bring my shotgun from my back and fire it at the window and just start a charge towards it.
As you pull your shotgun from your back, you hear and you sprint. Obviously you rage.
Yep.
Go into a rage.
Yep.
I'm gonna have you roll initiative. And I'm gonna make 7 attacks against you. Okay. Will, what did you roll for initiative?
16.
Fantastic. Wow. I rolled ass.
Oh, thank God. Yep.
That is going to be, since you are raging, I'm going to half this damage.
Yep.
As heat flares through your body, and you hear a thick, beating, molten heart. Every gunshot echoes with an explosion of 100 planets, and you dash through to the window, taking 12 half to 6 damage, and then
He's got suck.
another 12 half to 6 damage. 12 damage total. All infrared ultraviolet damage, so you resist all of these laser blasts.
And are any of them melee?
No. None of them are melee.
Alright. The blasts hit my shield. My shield flares but holds strong.
It is your turn.
And I jump through the window.
Fantastic. 5 stories up, that's 50 feet. That's 5d6 damage. So after that whole affair, you crash out of the window, glass shards that were at the edges of it from the little hole that you made in the center with the shotgun blast. You fall 50 feet through the air, slamming into a hover car, grounding it, and then the resulting explosion throws you to the street. You see up ahead of you through the swimming atmosphere, some people turning away from the window. You have limited time.
Yep.
What do you do?
I hit the ground. My shields flare up again, stay strong, and I get to my feet through my shields. My bones are not happy with the situation I just put them in, and with a small limp, I start running as fast as I can towards the docking bay.
Yes. You see in your mind's eye, flash of fire, clearing to reveal a path through this place. A angular black ship. 3 other faces. Strange. Not very well defined yet, but something you will grow to depend on these people. As you run, you hear feet behind you, lighter feet, but running faster than you. And you see the man who is leading this assassination attempt on you, running behind you, his sunglasses off, hair flowing wildly back, the scar also red with molten intent, as he screams, "We're gonna find you, Enzo! We're gonna find you and we're gonna kill you!"
He caught up fast, man.
And I go, I think you have a little more loyalty with that scar of yours, friend.
"I know all too well. Your kind is too dangerous." And he stops running.
Running since you were in the crib, dear boy.
He doesn't seem to have a reaction to that. Panning across this space metropolis a number of blocks to the dead center of town, we behold the tallest building in all of New Cancun, only known as the Spire. The spire twists in weird shapes and has a strange, seemingly organic shape that rearranges itself to place certain rooms at different parts of its intricacy as its inhabitants wish. At the tippity top of this engineering marvel is the penthouse, where we see the father of this building and this station awakening from a generous siesta. Carter, would you care to describe your character for us?
Oh yes, as I open my eyes, I can sort of see the hue of blue that's produced by these vibrant beauties over here. And I catch a glimpse of my blonde golden hair in the middle as I get up. And of course I'm gonna stroll on over to the mirror to make sure I'm looking fine and dandy for the start of my day. Junior, my AI assistant, how are we doing? I'm still 6 foot tall, am I?
Actually, sir, your growth medication has been working. You are a shocking 6 foot and 3/4 of an inch.
Well, fantastic, Junior. You buy me more of that stuff. Let's get this day started right.
It's not exactly healthy, sir.
Oh, I mean, what has that ever stopped us, eh?
Sure. Anyway, what sort of business would you like to attend to today?
Well, first we gotta start the day out right. Something nice, fun, funny. Let's see the best fails that New Cancun has to offer for a day. Let's go through the security cameras. Pull it up, Junior.
The last 24 hours, I presume.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic.
Something new.
Your mirror in front of you instantly stops showing you your face and starts showing you some like highlight reels of people doing really stupid things in your space casino. You see somebody like drawing a gun on the dealer, and the dealer's like shield popping up and just like shocking the guy. You see somebody crashing their ship in a bunch of asteroids or close to the station. He had to be towed there. His ship was no longer in use afterwards. He looked incredibly embarrassed.
It'd be that guy.
You see, you also see, like, in downtown, you see a guy in full battle armor just smashing through a window and falling. The way he hits this car and grounds it, and the resulting explosion is honestly the funniest thing you've ever seen.
Oh my gosh, Junior, you've outdone yourself today. I mean, what kind of ingrate would destroy a Motel 8's window and then the parked car? I mean, my goodness, what are the standards these days? Poor Motel 8, such a fine establishment. I mean...
You're so incredibly correct, sir.
Yeah, I think we find that guy and we kick him off after, we, I don't know, take all of his money, we shake him down, get some battle bots out there, I don't know, something along those lines. And of course, the wonderful old lady who owns the Motel 8, we gotta get her a new window, right? Right? Fantastic. All right, Junior, what is my itinerary?
Your itinerary is complete. I've already assembled it for you. You see, Junior sort of looks back at you. He is you in every way, except for his voice.
Beautiful little guy.
You look when you're talking to him. When you're talking to him in the mirror, you're talking to yourself, and then your reflection shifts and talks back to you in Junior's voice. It's very uncanny, but obviously to you,
I like it.
You love it. Junior says, I have been instructed by a former colleague of yours to have you call.
Really? Do
Indeed.
tell.
Seemingly an old schoolmate. Goes by the name Ramna Fior.
Well, let's hear it then.
Would you like to make a history check?
Okay, sure thing.
Before we
Yeah, I'd like to make that history check.
Sure.
Oh, that is not great. 9.
9 total, or 9 with your...
9 total.
Okay. Yeah. Name sounds familiar. Definitely... Yeah, name definitely sounds familiar. You've heard it before, long time ago. You don't really remember what this person's from.
It's someone I probably know. Butter through.
Junior's face shoots down. Another face shoots back up. Sort of boxed face with protruding features and a beard that looks like licks of fire going down his face. A very well kept man. Sort of wearing a lab coat. Looks like he's in the middle of building something currently, like with power tools. And Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Ah,
Morning.
David Coney. It's a long, long time.
It has been a long time. Your beard's almost looking as good as mine now. I mean, how you doing, my friend?
That was funny. I am doing very, very well. In fact, I haven't had the courage to reach out to you in a long time, and I'm glad that I've done so. First of all, tell me, how's New Cancun looking?
I mean, it's looking beautiful as ever. Come on and visit. We'll get you set up nicely. We'll get you in a penthouse suite. We'll get you the buffet package as well. You get to go see Maven Copperfield. He's a great artist. I mean, he does fantastic stuff. And just indulge. You need to, by the looks of things, take a break.
Well, that's interesting. I've actually been to New Cancun on many a time, seeking your audience.
Why don't you ever call then? I mean, if you come on over, I'll treat you like a king this time. I promise. What's the real reason you called?
Okay. So as you can see, I'm working on something right now,
Of course.
and it has to do with your tech. A breakthrough you made. Your
Of course.
nanotechnology is stabilized by these artifacts that you carry around with you. I need the schematics for those artifacts. I need to break them down. I need to analyze them because there's technology that can be developed. Are you working on the planetary project?
I mean, I could be, I could not be. What's it to you?
I knew it. Give me a deception check. Okay, so yeah, he's gonna try to.
Oh, wow, that was terrible. Doesn't even matter. He knows, man. He knows.
Well,
I'm an
man,
open
what are we
book. I
looking
rolled
at?
a 2, man.
Okay.
Of course I did.
Yes, I knew it. In fact, your breakthroughs could provide an incredible advantage to the project as a whole. You just need to stop doing it yourself.
I mean, it's worked out pretty good so far, all on my own. A couple billion credits in the hole later. I mean, where was everyone else when I needed all those artifacts? I got myself. I didn't get any helps from the like of organized science.
I understand. But listen, it'll really be worth it for you. And listen, you've always been to the Caliphate Studios Tech Convention in Aragon.
Of course.
It's in 2 days. I'm sure you know that.
As I
Junior sort of pops up to the side and goes, "This is true. It is in 2 days."
Oh, crap, Junior. Cancel my massage on Tuesday.
Sorry, what was that?
Nothing at all. Do go on.
You see, he sort of says, yes. And anyway, if you come there, bring these artifacts. We'll arrange a private meeting, and I will have everything ready for you. We can talk about. I'll show you some of the things that I've been working on. Very, very neat sustained energy sources for the project. It will work, and we can do this.
What's in it for me? I have all the pieces of the puzzle, it seems, and you've offered me what is perhaps a key to that, but I
You're
don't
missing
know.
one piece of the puzzle, aren't you?
Oh. How'd you know?
Well, because I mean, you're the one who's been under aliases presenting findings. I figured it was you, but I couldn't be sure until you tell me. And now, I know what you need. I have what you need.
If we were to, in fact, make such an exchange, I wouldn't want it with corporatized prying, but if that is how you insist this goes...
It's the only way we can.
I've managed to keep my operations fairly quiet, and I like to think that...
I respect that, and we will accommodate for that.
Very well. See you in 2 days. Make sure that you're nice and ready to go, because afterwards, well, we're going to have some long nights and very drunk nights. So, I will see you in Caliphate Studios next time in 2 days.
And you see, he says, all right, then goodbye. I have work to do. And he hits the end call button.
All right. I think
Junior-
that went rather well, Junior. What do you think?
That was quite charismatic, sir.
As always, Junior.
One thing, however, as Ram Nafior was talking, I was able to backlog through some of his files, through some of his things, and I was able to find the lead on what missing piece of the puzzle he may have that you don't. The lead is a location, a drop-off location for an old mining expedition to Ginnengot. It went sour, but there's a mission log that was thrown through and wasn't deleted. In fact, it was kept for some reason. We don't know why. However, through Caliphate Studios, there's a station, not a very small mining station in Orbit Works. Are you familiar with the Orbit Works ring in Cordova?
I'm indeed. Though I'm more curious as to what does Caliphate want with Ginnengot?
All I know is that that's a lead to the possible missing piece of the puzzle. A location. The Orbit Works mining station in Cordova.
Alright. Well, this meeting, as you know, we can't bring the real artifacts. That's not how this is gonna go down. They're gonna get stolen, or I'm gonna get onced over if I don't bring backup or some sort of ploy. So I have no idea why he could need that there unless we do further investigation.
Would you like me to deploy your battle armor, sir?
I think we'll do that today. I think we will. Junior, get my clothing ready. We're gonna go for a walk.
Let's suit up. Would you like to arrange transportation to Cordova?
I think we will. Let's do a ride share this time.
Rideshare.
Yeah. Nothing too fancy. I want to be amongst the people, you know.
Try not to change your mind about that like last time, sir.
I won't. We'll do it for real time. We'll give him 6% tip. You know.
Oh,
Something
Jesus.
generous.
Always a philanthropist. Moving back across the city, past the smoking debris of a shitty motel, to a rather large and armored-looking building, the Royal Palace at New Cancun. It is most frequented by the Duchess Veldi Pascaldo of the fine system of Canada, who is currently in an office with a number of armed guards, and sitting across the bare opalescent desk from her is another figure of note. Aiden, if you take the descriptive reins from me.
I'm sitting across the table in this very important meeting. I'm nervous, but you couldn't see it by looking at my face. I'm stern, serious, and well put together as always. I look down at my coat, my prized new coat, emblematic of my status as part of the Thunderhawks organization, and brush off a speck of dust. Everything about my appearance is perfect, and yet this meeting is not going as well as I had expected.
You see the Duchess sitting across from you, a lithe form with tied back hair that comes in a braid down the center of her chest, a vest with a tailcoat and a suit jacket on the seat behind her. She's sort of tapping the table at irregular intervals. She goes to takes a sip of her tea. So you were saying, Fairman?
And Fairman goes to go for his tea as well. He's doing his best to maintain a cool and collected appearance, even though he's getting a little bit frustrated by this meeting. The Duchess isn't quite being as responsive, shall we say, as he had hoped, so... My lady, I think you are a good steward of the people and of your system. And I think we can both agree the Iberian Sister Systems' current leadership is not doing it any favors.
Well, you may be correct. There is a certain level of pride in the monarchy and in the nation of Iberia, in all of its royal splendor, that incites a nationalism among the people.
Iberia is not made a nation by its king, but by its people. And it's time for a system of government that works for its people. And I think, you benefit heavily from the monarchy, but in a system that we build together. The current power brokers of Iberia come together and establish a new system. We can see about maintaining some of that.
I would like to come back to your organization, the Thunderhawks.
Indeed. You've done correspondence with my captain, Elena Holtz.
I have, and she has been quite, how best to put this, forward of your skill.
Yeah,
and of your
Fairman tries to resist a smile but fails.
And of your abilities in persuasion, and your reasoning is getting to me. I would like you to let me know how the Thunderhawks plans to help with this.
The Thunderhawks has a militant wing, but we don't like to use it.
I should
Diplomats,
hope not so.
of course. Diplomats, agents like myself, like Captain Holtz, we come into systems and we try and capitalize, as it were, off of existing movements and existing support for what we believe is the way forward for the galaxy, and in this case, particularly for Iberia. I think we have found in you a very intelligent person who feels very similarly to us.
I'm flattered.
We believe at Thunderhawks a soft touch is all that is needed in most cases. And I think by working with you, working with some other high-ranking members of the Iberian government, we can use that soft touch. We don't have to get revolutionary.
Indeed. You understand, though, that Iberia is not in most cases, especially in today's world. There's more going on than meets the eye.
Indeed. Iberia is not most cases. Iberia is a powder keg. Perfect for a new system of government.
Are you aware of the deal?
Fairman is not aware of the deal, but he is searching his memory, searching anything, using his intuition to try and figure out something about this.
She's gonna go ahead and make an insight check against you. We obviously want to hide the fact that you don't know about this deal.
No.
No.
Fairman wouldn't lie. He doesn't want to create an air of... He doesn't want to be combative. He doesn't want to be at odds. But he would definitely try and piece together anything she could be referring to.
Yeah. Go ahead. With the current information that she's just
Not very
sprung on
much.
you, which is not very much.
Yeah.
There's really nowhere you can go. Nothing. No inferences you can make. Nothing. You know.
There's no like secrets I'm aware of in Iberia that she might be referring to.
No.
Okay.
She could be referring to any number of those secrets, but those secrets, like her mentioning of the deal, is so vague that it makes no sense. So,
Let me
you are
cook.
not-
Hold on. If you don't mind, let me cook for a second. Yup. Fairman kind of realizes he's been quiet for a second and pipes back up and says, I must admit I am not aware of any deal, but not all information at Thunderhawks is given so freely. I'm a diplomat, and there may be people farther up the chain who know. I would suspect that my captain might know something about this.
It would seem that way. Your captain was in direct correspondence with me about this, and you have come to me with no idea of how this system is actually running currently. And yet you presume you need to change it. I was hoping for a more informed discussion.
I look around at Iberia. I see poverty. I see fear of invasion. I see a tyrannical king. He tries his best. Diero, I think he is at heart a good man, but it is not a system designed for governance by good men. I see all of these problems, and you don't think that the system needs changing?
You see King Diero through a red lens where you were not here in this nation during modern United Mind and Control.
Well, I have to disagree. I'm an Iberian, born and raised.
Are you now?
I was raised in Lleida of the Barcelona system with my uncle. Icy taiga planet, beautiful. It is my home still. Though I have been far removed, I'm glad to be back. And I'm glad to be back bearing the good word for the people of Iberia.
My apologies for presuming you were not of this state. I understand why Elena Holtz put you in this position now. What is your uncle's name?
My uncle's name is Luis.
Louis.
A good man. A survivalist. We spent much of our time away from towns and civilization, toughing it out in the cold. It was good.
Yet you've become quite a public figure.
Nothing can keep a young boy away from the internet.
That is true. Fairman, it's been a joy talking with you. I will be honest. I do not share your resentment of King Diero. Then again, I do work with him personally. He is doing much for this nation, but he cannot cover every hole, every gap that modern United Mining left for him to patch up. He needs time. He needs a decade, maybe.
We don't have a decade. These problems are problems for now.
There is something going on that, if resolved, can give us a decade. I don't know much. I'm trying my very best. King Diero has his intent set on defending our borders from Mughal invasion, but I believe there is a more pressing threat inside our borders.
Sounds like... Sorry,
The
pardon me.
deal I spoke of. I cannot reveal information about it to you currently, but if you do something for me, and I'm sure your Captain Elena Holtz would not mind you running a fetch quest to gain my favor. If you would investigate in Cordoba a mining station, the Orbit Works mining station in Cordoba, which I believe is currently under Caliphate Studios' control. It should be under Modern United Mining control. It makes me... It leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
I assure you that this can be done. The interests of ours are aligned on this matter. We intended to always search these corporate mining stations for evidence of their obvious misuse of their workers. So while I am there, I will most certainly do this for you, and I will be in correspondence.
It is a problem. The treatment of our people by powers we cannot control is an issue that we will have to address first and foremost. As soon as King Diero has his eyes off of defending our borders, that is secondary priority. Fairman, I would greatly appreciate it if you would do this for me.
And Fairman kind of takes a short bow and says, I will speak to my captain about it, but I am optimistic. I will be in contact.
Thank you. I have booked a rideshare for your departure.
Why would he need a ride
Okay.
share?
Shut up, Carter!
I apologize.
Hold on. Ride share.
Well, your ship was named on the way here.
How did you know that? He's red. He's super embarrassed about it.
That asteroid, it came out of nowhere, didn't it?
Came out of nowhere. There's nothing Greg could have done, really. And no one's fault.
You see like a smile creep across the edges of her face. She's been very serious up until this point.
Yeah.
She says, you could have looked at your radar.
My eye just stared going, I need glasses.
You left your autopilot off after your warp.
Not so good. Thank you for the Uber.
You're very welcome. And we will supply as good as an extension of good grace, an olive branch, so to speak. We will buy you a new ship.
I thank you very much for that extension of grace, and I assure you that we will do our very best to correspond in the future. And Fairman reaches out his hand.
She sort of does in her seat a curtsy and then takes your hand. We leave the station entirely for a moment, perhaps a couple of moments, to the outskirts of Cadiz, the Stargate to Aragon, a highway where pirates prowl. We see a Caliphate Studios freighter, a spaceship the size of a familiar shitty motel, an armored space box with thrusters and a large hole in its side, debris and frozen bodies floating from it. Clearly the ship was about to make a jump to Aragon, but was interrupted by a boarding party. Inside the ship, past 2 emergency airlock doors, under the pulsing red emergency lights with 2 crazy tattooed pirates flanking him, is none other than our final crew member, John. Take it away!
Hello there. I am Van Cloud. As I walk down these halls with these 2 big muscular men behind me, the first thing you notice about me is that all of my clothing is fairly old and tattered, very, very faded. I'm wearing a nice leather jacket, not dissimilar to the one I have now, but, you know, better and leathery, but very faded, has a darker hexagonal pattern across it. And everything from my jacket to my pants to my boots is fairly worn. As I am walking down the hall, these big men behind me, I am calm and collected, except as I'm walking down the halls, every time the alarm goes, bwah, bwah, there's a little jump, like I got a very small jump scare, implying that I'm not quite as calm with the situation as you would like to think. As I look behind me to try and quell my nerves, I turn to one of the big muscular men behind me and I say, "Hey, if you take out your buddy there, we can split his cut." As a joke, of course, but we'll see if they get that.
Yeah, hey, Yarl, he says we're going to kill you and take your cut, and they high five, and he goes, the woman behind them slaps them both on the shoulders and says, "Shut you arses up!" And she like tosses them to the side, looks at you, goes,
It's her.
"Vance, I'm going to take
Vandy.
I'm going to take my men, and we're going to go to the bridge. We're going to secure this place, kill any men left standing. Why don't you just go ahead and search around, find your little plunder, and don't take more than your share?"
I wouldn't dream of it.
This is, of course, Captain Zendif Pelt of the Barbary Pirates. She, longtime friend of Vance Ordcloud, and...
Now, Zandy and I, we go way back.
Zandy... She looks at you, sort of like steps like into your like personal space and whispers into your ear, "You know what'll happen if you take more than your cuts.
I wouldn't dream of it.
You still owe me a share." And she pats you on the head, a gesture that you really don't like.
No.
And she knows that.
I do put thought into my hair. Not this hair. This hair I don't care about whatsoever, but Van Cloud very much cares about his hair.
So she doesn't even pat you on that. She just ruffles your hair.
I hate it.
And
I hate this woman. Rest assured, I hate this woman.
But there is chemistry, folks. There is.
Oh yeah.
She turns towards the two like big pirate men who are locked in a thumb war, and she goes, "Please stop. We are actively invading a ship. There could be guards anywhere. Do you want to get your brains blown out?" And they go, "No." And she goes,
No.
No, man.
she's like, "There's, you know, what I've always liked about you, Vance, you're not stupid."
I mean, I have an intelligence of -1. That's
Okay. Then let's get out of here. Come on, boys. And you see, she sort of like snaps and like she's going down the hall, like patting her legs, like she's trying to get some dogs to follow her. "Hey guys, go to the bridge. Go to the bridge." And they're like, okay. And they just start like running down the hall. Alarms are blaring this entire time. And you are left sort of alone as they take a turn to the side. You are confronted with a choice. You can either stay on this level, or you can go down into the bowels of the ship.
Okay, so as of now, I am slightly more visibly nervous than I was before after being pretty much threatened by my good friend Zandy, who I hate very much. I take out a small metal flask. I would never bring any of my expensive alcohol with me on a raid like this, so this is full of a very, very cheap alcoholic substance, which is very similar in flavor and texture to hand sanitizer.
It might just be hand sanitizer.
It has a slight vanilla flavor, which is because it is cut about 25% with vanilla extract in order to have some sort of a flavor to it. I take a quick hit, and I visibly, my eyes open, and I start to be a bit more awake. I return that to the little holster I have for that. I take out one blaster and keep my hand rested on my other as I make my way towards the bowels of the ship, because I plan to take more than my gut.
Oh, that's great. Okay, bowels of the ship. The alarms do not blare down here. You can hear them from behind you, but once you open a door to the lower decks and you close it behind you quietly, you are left with nothing but the rumbling of emergency power trying to stabilize this ship. Ahead of you is a long corridor with sort of a bunch of computer screens and monitors flickering to the sides. It's atmosphere control. The room ahead of you is being kept at a certain condition, and it's running on emergency power. You want to go ahead and open that door in front of you?
Yeah.
In this long, cold hallway that you reveal by opening the door, there is a lower platform that runs all the way to the end of the chamber, and the floor slants up to about 2 feet, like over 3 feet, slants up 2 feet, and then there's a platform on either side of the room that is above. Sunken into the ramps are 10 on each side, 20 total, man-sized capsules that run along either side of the room. There's a tint over the capsules, but the room is kept cold. Eerily, familiarly cold. At the end of the hallway, still on the lower ground, is a bald man. Half of his skull is entirely metal, just whirring gears and spinning things. His head has been extended backwards in order to fit more artificial brain in there. He holds a tablet in his hand, which was detached from a pedestal that stands right behind him, that he leans back on. Oh. Hello.
I take out both blasters and I hold them. I don't fire.
Not so fast.
So I'm stuck there with one out and the other one with my hand on the blaster.
Be very careful what your next moves are. I can kill all of your brothers in this room.
As they are talking, I am trying to keep my hand steady, but I am frequently getting flashbacks of being thrown into similar vats as per the ones on my sides, and a deep, cold feeling coming over me as I remember this.
I would be, again, very careful. Because if you allow this cargo to warp, then you can save the lives of these people.
Do you think I care about these bastards?
No, I don't think you care about anyone. I think you care about yourself. All of yourself.
This might be a good chance to reveal that I am not, in fact, famous war hero Vance Ordcloud, who led many rebellions on the Outer Rim and caused many to fight in the war against the Credit, against the modern-day mining. I am, in fact, VO number 2703, an escaped clone who has gone on to take up the mantle of the long-deceased Vance Ordcloud, though not everybody is entirely familiar with this knowledge.
And the scene resumes. His hand's over a button. I can dispense these people into space. They will die, or they will die later, or you will help them get to their destination.
Or I could dispense your gray matter from your skull. What are you thinking about right now?
I don't think you're going to do that. Are you gonna go?
You already have your hand out there, so.
No.
How about I put forward a little arrangement of my own? How about you put down that fancy little tablet of yours there, and we have a real discussion without as so much of a threat going on.
You lower your gun, put them back in their holsters, and I will consider removing this tablet from my grasp.
Okay, I think I can quick draw this guy. I put my left gun away, put my hand up, and I put my right gun away, but I keep my hand on it, waiting for him to make the next move.
Are you going to engage the quick draw, or is he? And the quick draw is not for your life, but it's for theirs.
I'm not going to engage it. I already had this gun out and I put it away. I'm not going to take my hand off this gun until they put down the tablet.
Remove your hands from your gun.
Remove your hands from the tablet.
You see, he doesn't put the tablet down, but he pulls his hand away from it.
I slowly take my hands off, but leave them about a foot away, like clearly tensed, hands shaking.
You are going to turn back. You are going to convince your fellow pirates to allow the ship to work, or to tow this detachable cargo bay through the warp.
I slowly back away towards the door, but at the last moment, when I think that they would suspect it the least possible, I take out both blasters and I fire as fast as I can at the tablet, not at him.
Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Yeah! Do I get any advantage because I was almost out the door and they were expecting me to leave?
I think that's
No?
the guy who gets advantage. That's all I'm gonna say.
I agree.
Yeah!
Okay. That is a...
Hey, Vance, can I say, just before this attack roll happens, just before you turn around and shoot the thing,
Looking so beautiful.
as you are turning around to walk out of the room very slowly,
No,
David
no, that's...
Coney needs a ride
Nope.
share.
What's it called? That's first of all, my ringtone goes do 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 do.
Instantly, you get.
And
that
no, it would
notification.
not say David Coney. It would say a different name. But yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going Brian Johnson.
Yes. The bald cyborg man goes. What is going? Go ahead and give me the attack.
Okay. First one came out 13 total.
Dope.
Next one is 9 total. Ooh, 20 total.
Yeah!
And what is this? 16 total.
You draw these pistols. Bam, bam. I'll do you one better than hitting this tablet. You blast with one blast. He goes, no. Goes to touch the thing. Your blast blows his hand off of his arm.
Nope, that's what happens.
And then he goes, drops the tablet, and then the second one blasts his other hand. And you are standing there, your pistol smoking. Oh my god! What the Oh my god!
I go up to him, and this time I take out my energy knife,
Oh,
and I hold it at him, and I say, "What are these clones for doing? What here? What are you using them for?"
I cannot say a word.
I very carefully remove his ear. Vanguard Cloud is not normally like this, but he does not like it when people mess around with clones. Roll to remove ear.
I'll tell you!
Roll to remove.
The Lazarus Initiative.
That's still active. I thought that was canceled.
It was. But the king needs troops.
Do 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 do.
Do you want to accept that?
So I what's it called? I swap my energy knife to my left hand, and I'm like, "Hello, Vance Orcloud speaking."
Hello? Hello? Can I get a ride, Mr. Orcloud? Hello?
Hello, Mr. Johnson. Yes, I'll be there in just a minute.
Fantastic. You have those reclining chairs, right?
We can certainly pick some up.
All
You can
right.
definitely move your chair backwards.
Thank you very much, Mr. Orcloud. I'll see you in a jiffy. I tip big, by the way. 6%. All for you, pal. Pennies.
6%? That's f***ing awful.
Your Uber rating must be terrible, bro. No
Okay,
one is
so-
picking you up.
As he insults my tip, I stab this man.
You slide your energy knife up into the circuitry behind his spine and slice the cords. With a shower of sparks, he falls to the ground lifeless.
Okay, so that
right next to the tablet.
So that's gonna be, what is it? In total, that's 3 power charges for me. What do I need to roll to try and figure out how to let all these clones out?
You drop the tablet drops on the ground. Tablet is not broken. You blew
Okay.
his hands off of his arms.
Okay, do I know how to use this thing whatsoever? Is it like password? Like,
You look at the tablet. You see there are a number of buttons. One of them says drain the tanks. One of them says discharge. One of them says lower the tint. One of them says end cryostasis.
I'm gonna go with the end cryostasis option.
It's pretty
Okay.
simple. Like
Okay, end cryostasis is they're not gonna go down if I press
no.
that. Okay.
Discharge will shoot them all into space.
I
do
end the
you-
cryostasis. Doodaloo the end.
Do you want to lower the
tint
tint so they can see?
I mean, I'm gonna open the door, so I don't worry about like. Okay.
The cryostasis ends. You see like defrosting air, like lots of hot air is blown into this room. Emergency power is being spent to do this thing, and you actually hear on your holo watch, Vance, the emergency power has gone on. The emergency power has been diverted to something. What's going on?
Nothing, dear. I'll be up in a moment.
Swear to Vance. You effectively get all these clones out. They are conscious, awake. They look at you through the glass of the tube after you end the cryostasis, drain all the tubes. Just a bunch of glistening, naked versions of yourself.
They're all Vance Orclouds?
Yes.
Why are they all Vance Orclouds? Okay, fine. Don't worry about
All Vance Orclouds.
I see.
So they all sort of look at you,
And they all are too, as you can see.
like waiting for something.
Okay. So, I got a really nice ship on this thing. It's called the Black Arrow, okay? And I want you all to go around and see if you can find anything valuable on this ship here and bring it back there, and we'll go off and have a nice good time, okay?
With a robotic
Nods of approval.
semblance, nod, affirmative, and turn and walk single file out the door. These are not human. They may be wearing human flesh, but no Vance Cloud acts like that. What do you do at this point?
I look for something expensive.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
Yeah,
listen.
I mean, yeah.
You find a bunch of stuff. You pillage the cargo bay. You see the pirates are all very confused and distracted when a bunch of naked clones of Vance Cloud start roaming around the ship. And you are able to, through that confusion, gather up a bunch of plunder that Zendiv herself had gathered up for her ship. You probably silenced your holo watch before you let them all loose around the ship, but like a bunch of vibrations are just being felt through your arm right now. Probably a lot of swears coming from Zendiv.
Okay, so I'm going to make my way to the Black Arrow with as many clones, hopefully each of them carrying something very nice and expensive.
Sure.
And I'm going to get on the ship and, yes, I'm casually warp.
And also, you don't really have space for all of them.
That's fantastic.
The best way for you to take care of all of them is to let them go with the pirates.
You just dump them all off
Yeah,
in New
put them
Cancun.
all in the engine room.
Go
Put 'em
Campbell
in
boys.
New Cancun.
I'm going to choose the 5 that got me the most expensive thing, and they're going to come with me.
Alright.
I care about clones. I care about money more.
Oh my god! Okay, you guys, you gather 5 of these people. They've been given clothes by the pirates. You see they all sort of look at you, unnaturally looks like their heartbeats are in sync.
I don't think they're clones, bud.
So I
No, they're clones, but
Yes.
something's been done to them.
I'm kind of ignoring that fact. I'm kind of just like, oh, they're fellow brothers, and I'm the kind of I noticed something's off. Well, do I know something off? Should I roll for that? Or?
Fellow brothers, I think it's very
Yeah.
obvious.
So I noticed something's off, but I'm not gonna. I'm a bit like I noticed it. I'm like, what's going on over there? But I'm not gonna make like a.
Okay.
I'm not gonna make any decisions off of it. Go hide in the basement somewhere. We'll figure this out later. I got a ride share to do. I don't want this ride share person, this Brian man, to be concerned about this whole ordeal.
To bet
so
less than 6%.
I'm
He's
gonna
a
want
great
you to all like Tetris yourself into like the closet over there, and we'll figure
God.
something else later.
You see, they all nod, affirmative, turn towards the closet, and just all pile in. They don't speak a word to each other, and yet they're communicating. They assemble into a very condensed space and close the door behind them.
Hit the hyperdrive.
It's warm.
It's warm. You hit the
We're
door.
gonna. Disney's gonna kill us.
I'm warping away.
You pull a bunch of stolen loot into your ship behind you, and as the pirates are just like worried about the 20 naked clones of yourself, the airlock closes behind you, and you just skip up the stairs, hit the warp button. You get out of there towards New Cancun. You do get a transmission from Zandief Pelt. It says, Vance, you sort of didn't take your share.
I thought I got my share.
The clones, did you? You see she muffles, turns to another, check the cargo bay, where's all my and Vance, I swear to God, Vance, if you did that, if you took
I'm
my
stuff, I'm
going to murder you.
You're cutting out a bit. I think I'm going under a bridge.
Did you hang up on her?
No, yeah.
You see, just before you hang
I'm going under a bridge in deep space.
oh my God. Okay. We are back in New Cancun. Docking Bay A25. Enzo Reyes, you arrive in a dead sprint, knocking through the door into an empty docking bay.
Right. Immediately, I open a pouch in my battle armor. I pull out a lab coat and I open it, or I unfold it and I fling it around my shoulders. My battle armor kind of has these holograms that flicker to show a suit and a tie under it. And the battle helmet that I was wearing that only revealed my eyes comes off. Yeah, and I stand there, arms crossed, and I just scan for a ship.
Okay. As you sit there sort of scanning and looking around, Fairman, the door is opened for you as you walk through. The royal guards who beckon you through nod as you pass. Very regimented, very robotic in their movements. They usually are doing this for the Duchess. So.
Fairman doesn't love taking help from agents of the monarchy as a democratic socialist. But nevertheless smiles at the gentleman and says, "Thank you, sirs. I'll be fine the rest of the way."
You're welcome. Enjoy. You're welcome.
He checks his... I think he has a blackberry. He checks his blackberry, which points out the place where he has to go to get... It's the pickup spot.
Yeah, docking bay 24 here.
And I notice that, and I walk over to you, and I go, I will be your personal medical attendant.
Who are you?
Your personal medical attendant.
No. We do not know each other. Who are you?
Right. I'm on the run from a bunch of people who want to kill me. I need to get off this planet. I've noticed that you have a ship on the way, and if you let me hitch a ride, I can provide you protection and medical services.
Personal medical attendant.
Well,
Yes.
I assure you, I am in no need of protection. But additionally, I can't just. I have my own business to attend to. I can't just help every man who runs up to me in a what appears to be drunken haze and claims desperate need of assistance.
In about couple of minutes, there is going to be a ton of Caliphate studio agents who bust through that door, and I would not be surprised if they started warping in either. I need your help to get out of here because we have two options. Number one, you take me with you and we get out of here safely, or number two, I get blown to hell, which would really not be favorable. I've already had a shitty day. And judging for the fact that you are hitching a ride to a ship, and the fact that you're using a ride share, which, as we know, is like the worst of the worst, I'm assuming you've had a pretty shitty day too. Let's make our day slightly better.
You're running from Caliphate Studios?
Yes.
I'm no friends of theirs.
Perfect.
I'll explain on the ship when it arrives.
I can also do some explanations, yes.
Okay. I stick out a hand. Fermin Rosas.
Anzo race. This is hurting my knees.
That looked like it was like a war of some kind. It was like trying to smash his hand, see who lets go first.
It's like some weird version of tug of war, like ha ha ha.
At
Whose
this point,
hand will be broken first?
another fancily dressed person sidles into the room, just swinging his hips back and forth, jostling to a tune.
Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk, I'm a woman's man. No time to talk. It's alright, that's okay. You can look the other way, but you can try.
Please
Stay alive. Stay alive. Now, I'm coming in, of course, under a alias. I'm going to be a Mr. Brian Johnson because I don't want people knowing that I'm the fantastic proprietor of this wonderful station, David Coney. So I see these two gentlemen, and I think, you know what, I'll go and get some client and consumer survey done and see these gentlemen enjoyed their experience. So I'll walk up to these two gentlemen, and good afternoon, folks. How are you guys doing today?
Well,
Doing fine.
yes.
I am Brian Johnson. I couldn't help but notice that you two gentlemen are, of course, staying on this fine property, and I'm thinking of taking the missus out over here sometime, and I just came back from a business trip, so I wasn't put up in the 5 seasons or anything. I want to know if either of you gentlemen had any luxury experiences whilst on property.
Good to meet you, Fermin Rosas. You
Thank you,
misinterpreted,
sir.
I'm afraid. I am not staying here.
Oh.
I'm merely here for a business conference.
All right, Furman.
Anzo race.
Fermin.
I was here to kill a family. No, Yeah, I just doing some gambling.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, man, you must have been hitting the buffet hard. I mean, you got to sustain, what is that, 7 feet of 500 pounds of muscle? Or
I was hitting something hard. Unfortunately, it was the pavement.
Oh.
But
sorry
we're
to
doing
hear.
well. We're doing well, and you can see visibly that my shields are screwed up. You see that I have shields up. I'm assuming. 'Cause
You forgot to put your shields down.
No. I have my shields fully flared up. They're
Yeah.
mostly invisible. I'm assuming this man can see them.
Yeah.
They are not looking good.
Yeah.
Like they
You
have
multiple holes in his shield.
multiple holes in my shields. It's like flickering every once in a while, and every time like a spark goes off, you feel me like you see me tense. I'm not doing okay.
What happened to you? Did you fall out of a building or something?
Oh, God.
You know, that's a really, really disturbingly good guess, and I pull out my sword and I go, Caliphate Studios?
Whoa, man! Whoa!
I Fermin quickly goes, calm yourself. This is not the way to escape from. I know how to escape from a person. This is not it.
I thought there's no weapons allowed in this establishment.
There's a lot of things allowed in general that happen in this establishment.
Yeah, buddy, I don't know where you're headed.
Whoever runs this place, man, really messed up.
Yeah, whoever runs
Crazy
place is
stuff
just
happens
so
there.
bad at enforcing laws.
Yep, terrible.
Really, and I sheathe my sword and I go like, really, I don't, you know.
Whoever runs this must
You look familiar.
hate Iberia.
Are you the guy from Cancun's Funny Some Videos? Yes, you are! You're the guy that fell in the Motel 8!
It's at this moment you realize he's not from California.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, I'm like, so,
And you are now famous.
first of all, how did you come across this video of me falling out of a building?
I point to a massive screen up in the docking bay. Like,
Yeah.
they run this stuff every hour. It's great, dude.
It's got canned laughter.
You do realize I am highly wanted.
I mean,
Now we do.
Now you do. Perfect.
now I do. Do you know this guy, Furman?
Why am I talking to you? Not particularly well. I mean, thankfully, he seems to be the only person in this group of 3 who's ended up on such a silly program as Cancun's funniest videos.
Oh no.
I know.
Coming, the docking bay doors open wide. Film, cryostasis film spreads across the opening, preventing you all from being sucked into space. And the Black Arrow, a repurposed and modified Knights Templar broadhead vessel, flies into the docking bay, sort of spinning, drifting through the film, and then tips up and with its arrow pointing towards the ground, splits it into 3 pieces, lands perfectly soundly, and in between those legs, boom, a tractor beam hits the floor.
Well, gentlemen, that's my ride. I gotta get going. It was wonderful chatting with you. Furman and Anzo. I'll catch you guys
Fairman opens up his BlackBerry, like, check that isn't his, and he
It's
sees it, and
his.
he's just like,
Oh, and then I go, I'm so sorry. He's been referring to you as Furman Roses. Is that's the correct
Fairman
word?
Rosas.
All right.
What
Rosas.
what
Well,
kinda-
gentlemen, I'll be seeing y'all.
That guy's not from around here.
Vance, is this you, Vance?
So in my ship, I have a little red button. Like, coincidentally, red button. I press it, and when I press it, I can essentially just talk outside the ship and projects my voice. And I'm like, yes, is that a Brian Johnson, I presume?
That is correct. Now, I called you earlier. I don't know if I mentioned. I know I mentioned the reclining seats, but do you happen to have cats on board by chance? I put on my profile that I'm extremely allergic to cats. I start getting a little bit stuffy if I ever smell cat air.
I am visibly confused as to why this man is talking about cats right now. I'm like, nope, no cats. And Furman Roses, I presume.
Fairman Rosas.
Oh, Furman, you're coming with me? You're going to
Brilliant.
Cordova as well.
Cordova. Yes.
So
Spelled
Listen,
Cordova.
are you real an American?
I'm in fact from the United Sectors. Why do you ask?
I spent a lot of time there myself. A lot of my work is in there.
You're from the United Sectors?
I'm from Iberia, but I work a lot in America.
Oh, fair enough. What brought you over to America?
Business.
Very nice, very nice. Well, gentlemen, let's head on up.
Anzo is coming too.
Yes, I will be with him. And with you now, actually. So we're gonna all... I'm a doctor, so just...
Hippocratic oath, eh? Pulled sore on the man during his vacation.
as the 2 of them start walking by towards the ship, the 3 of them start walking by towards the ship, like a little like bluish fluorescent kind of like light shoots from the bottom of the ship. It's a tractor beam.
You also sort of notice a couple of weird things, Vance. You're just, getting ready to lift off and get out of here, figuring out where you're going, and you see a little, like the flashing red dot, warp signatures incoming.
Do I recognize these warp signatures?
A lot of them, and they're all Caliphate Studios.
Okay, so Caliphate Studios being a lead company in the terms of human cloning is not people I like to be seeing. In fact, I've been on the run from them for quite some time now.
Yeah, I mean, you just had a nice little raiding party against them as well.
Exactly.
Enzo,
Yes.
as these 2 turn and start to walk towards the tractor beam, you are stopped in your tracks as loudly in your brain incredible explosion occurs.
He's gonna have a heart attack.
The sound of an explosion, a breaching device behind you. In seconds, you see a blockade. You see a bunch of different warps going on. And you see the Black Arrow shooting through stars.
And I turn to look behind me at the perfectly intact door and at the shipless sky, and I know there's going to be trouble. So I grab Fairman, who at this point is very casually taking his time. He's a diplomat. He has his stride.
Confident.
Confident stride. Annoyingly slow confident stride. And so I pick this man.
Precise and decisive.
Really, really slow for the situation we're about to be in.
He's on vacation after all.
I'm
Not
on
anymore.
vacation.
I pick him up and I go, I am saving your life. We're gonna have all of these conversations later, and I throw him into the tractor beam.
Fairman is not happy about this, but as he understands the gravity of the situation, he assumes that all is.
All's well.
I just saw this man essentially like running back, carry this guy into a tractor beam, and just dash by me. I'm like, well, Junior, this is gonna be a fun one.
Boom! The door is breached. Explosion shoots metal shards through the area. Your shields like come up to like block this as a bunch of microbots like swirl and deflect a shard of metal away from you. None of you see this as you're all running in the opposite direction. And you see some figures of some Caliphate Studios agents. A megaphone comes up. Onzo Race, surrender yourself immediately.
So, you know the guys I was talking to you about?
I recall them.
Right.
Or me? Well, I sort of mutter myself like, considering they're my clients, I thought they would blow up my door. And I start walking towards the tractor beam. I'm like, screw you guys! I just get in the tractor beam.
As soon as I saw Caliphate Studios, I had already turned on the engine, ready to go,
Yeah.
and I am fully prepared to leave without these people if they don't get in the ship with
We're already in the ship.
I'm in there now as well.
You're on your way? Okay,
caught-
good.
Yeah.
Come right back.
And then the second
On our way.
I take a step, I slip and fall on this weird liquid that is on the ground.
Well, that wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like weirdly sticky.
What is this? I ordered like at least super black. I didn't mean the color of the ship. I meant like the quality.
Am I gonna pilot away?
Go ahead and give me a pilot check.
Okay.
Get out of here as fast as you can.
Here's it for luck.
Smells like rendered cat in here, dude. Are you sure?
Rendered cat? Who's rendering a cat?
Go to. It is a nat 1.
No way!
Yes. No.
You hit the
Okay. May I?
yes.
I hit the throttle and I was going in. I had it in reverse.
Oh my god! You see these Caliphate Jews, they just burst into the room. They're like leveling RPGs at the ship. And you're like, oh god, we gotta get out of here. You like pull back on the thing.
Yeah.
You don't realize you're in reverse, and all of a sudden you like turn back, slam the back of the ship into the docking bay, pureeing these people.
Oh!
Yeah!
And then you're like, oh shit, hold on. And you zoom out. You actually, the docking bay starts to close, so you end up having to like clip the doors of the docking bay with the angles of the ship to get through. The widest part of your ship is the back of the head. All of you are tossed to the side in the middle of the ship as you.
Do we take some damage? Or?
No, you don't take any damage, but you are
That's gonna hurt though. It's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be a
go,
crick in the neck.
Any injuries? I am a doctor.
I'm looking at you. It seems like maybe you could use some doctoring.
Vance. A blockade of Caliphate Studio ships warp in front of you, and you are instantly receiving a transmission. Do you accept?
I feel like this is a really good time to demonstrate the usefulness of the really big ram on the front of the Black Arrow. You think? For one, I think it might be a good idea to show you little nerds out there what happens when the Black Arrow goes straight into a different ship.
Do you want it?
Yes.
When he said nerds, he was referring to us, not you, the audience. We need our audience retention. Please, we love you.
Please keep watching. Please, we need the ad time.
That's enough.
It's funding our show education.
Okay. So you all hear Vance say this. What do you guys do? What do you guys say?
I'm already like muttering under my breath. This is gonna be an expensive fix to Junior after he literally just rammed the back of my thing. I'm already not liking this guy. I slipped and fell, and in this weird liquid. It smells like cats. I'm not having a good day, and I'm by this weird door where the smell is only worse. And I step up and I sniff, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm like,
I am about
You're gonna
to.
gun it?
I am gonna gun it right into the most fragile looking ship in the blockade. Go for the weakest link.
Okay. You just start gunning forward. All of you, as the ship starts to streak.
I fall through a door. And then I'm surrounded by like a mass of flesh. I'm like,
Why are you going through the clone door? Yeah.
yeah, I flew into the back and I smashed through a door. I'm like,
Hello, gentlemen.
Well, hey, boys.
All right, there, man.
I'm like, what the heck did I just
There are
land on?
5 clones of Van Swordcloud staring you.
I get up and I like look behind me. I'm like, what the frick? I'm like, afternoon.
The ship just lurches forward again.
All the men go flying out.
I'm getting dogpiled.
Everything there is clone body just like tumbling.
I'm literally in a pile of clone of
We're like maracas.
I'm in a dog pile of Van Swordcloud.
Give me,
like a tumbleweed.
This is a ship roll, right?
Yep. Give me a strength check from the ship.
Okay, ship strength. Ooh, fancy, +5.
With proficiency.
With proficiency?
Yep.
That is a total of 25.
Oh my god. These guys are toast.
So I'm rolling for like a Caliphate Studios.
You don't need to.
Fighter class vessel here to resist this. Oh shit! Wow, that's a 7.
Like,
Nobody was
no.
surprised by this.
You guys feel you feel a lurching, and you are like pushed back as the acceleration of the ship is.
And I feel a man's buttocks in my
Do you
face.
give them
It's
any warning that you're about to ram someone?
No.
I could not care less right now. I'm trying to get away from Caliphate Studios.
Fantastic! You hit the side of this. You hit the side of this ship. All of you are thrown forward by the inertia of your of the ram, and you shoot out through the back of this vessel. The broadhead of your ship tears the fighter apart in front of you, and in a mass of smoke and fire, you emerge and continue.
That is cool.
And continue.
That is
So cool.
You continue streaking through space. Instantly, the transmission is forced, and a figure appears in front of you. Deactivate the vessel and stand down, or be met with lethal force. Instantly, from the station, you hear a broadcast. This is the Duchess Veldi Piscaldo. All ships, stand down and lower your weapons, or be met with lethal force. And
Is this her lance?
Huh? She is the Duchess of
the
Cadiz.
place. Right, okay,
This
cool.
system she rules here, and warping in are 2 ships of the line, Spanish ships.
Here's what I'm gonna do, because this is my little area, and I don't want to see this come through. As I'm under a pile of men, I just hear all this stuff happening. I'm like trying to get to my ear thing, so Junior, put me on broadcast, Junior.
Right away, sir. You get a text message that reads
My black. Okay.
from your BlackBerry. Sort of in the middle of all this commotion, you just feel a vibration and get a little ring. And it says, "They will not fire on you. Warp to your destination. We are counting on your haste, Agent Rosas." With a B.
Okay, so Fairman kind of searches his mind to determine who this is from. It's not from his boss Holtz. It's not from the Thunderhawks, who have just done their own symbology. The only other people really involved in this conflict are the Duchess, who he remembers giving this kind of gang sign to your man earlier. So he kind of gathers what's happening and begins to extricate himself from the pile of Vance's Orthcloud to go and warn the main man of the current situation and try and get him to use reason.
Yep.
I, who is still under a pile of Vance Orcloud, who is now on live to the entire system. Oh God! Look, folks. I'm the proprietor of this fantastic station. This is Cancun Command, and we will stipulate that no conflict will take place in Cancun in space. Both parties disarm or be met with lethal force.
Okay, do I manage to extricate myself from the...
Yes.
Okay, I lose a shoe to the mast, which is really impressive because that thing is strapped up to like the knee. So I just start running, kind of hopping on one foot up to the bridge, which I assume is relatively easy to find.
Yeah.
Okay. I shout, Vance. I'm not sure they're going to fire on us.
I mean, I was already preparing to warp, so
Yeah.
I do not care.
I pop my head up. No, I don't get out of the vences. You just see my head come up from the massive vences, and I go, "Hey, by the way, lethal force was mentioned like 4 or 5 times. I believe you, but..." And then I slink back into the Vance pile, and I disappear.
Okay, sorry. Are we doing a self warp, or are we making our way to the Cadiz warp gate?
You have to warp to the Stargate that goes to Cordoba, which is in Cadiz.
Okay. Warp.
So you warp to the Stargate, and then you warp through the Stargate to Cordoba.
Okay.
So
Okay,
I pat the hands on the back and say, just a warp. Don't worry about these guys. I don't think they're going. I think they're just trying to intimidate us.
Okay.
Ladies, gentlemen, let us all chill out. I will provide coupons and discounts to all parties involved and an instant upgrade at the 5 Seasons. All inclusive, all complimentary. Ladies and gentlemen,
And
let
what
us
kind do you
relax.
At this point, warp on our way to the.
Do the shutters come down in that?
The glass of all of your windows tints super dark, so you can't see anything outside. And the ship sort of angles itself. Warp drive active.
We're not gonna go over the 5 sopping wet men.
We will handle that next episode on Black Arrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.